Greetings all. Something that I've been meaning to put out for a while, although I thought it was going to be in the form of a video response. Instead, it's going to be simply me talking about a character I like, excuse me, and at the same time kind of responding to someone who did a video a while ago and talking about things that sometimes can be lost when there are generational gaps. Now, some time ago on YouTube, Ziploc Bloody, as he was known at the time, had put out a video of different characters that he wouldn't mind seeing have animated shorts. And he named about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 different characters that he would like to see, have these animated shorts. Now, one of the characters that he had mentioned was the Phantom Stranger. And when I commented on his channel, I had said that, Phantom Stranger is someone I would like to see have an animated short as well. But I wanted the Phantom Stranger that I remembered, and not DC's version of Doctor Strange. Then I was greeted with a comment, a return comment that basically said, WTF am I talking about? Now, unfortunately, right around that time was when I started having difficulties with my computer, and I wasn't able to respond in a timely fashion. And then time went by, and the thought of that video and how I felt about it started fading from my memory. But later on I started remembering it again, probably because of seeing a comic book that had a Phantom Stranger in it, or something along those lines. And sometimes what I forget when I'm on YouTube, and when I'm talking about comics in particular, sometimes I lose sight of the fact that a number of the YouTubers here are somewhere between fairly younger than myself to considerably younger than myself. And I end up speaking on matters as if it's common knowledge when sometimes it's not. Having listened to Ziploc's videos in the past, he's made note that when he got into comics was right around when Image was starting to kick off, and I believe his love of Spawn was birthed at that time. And I can only imagine that he back in the day he might have been into, I don't know, Wildcats or whatever other comic that Image had at the time that wasn't drawn by Rob Liefeld, but I'm just guessing on that. But definitely Spawn, although he was aware of Marvel and DC and the stuff that they had. I bring all that up simply to say that's where the generational thing comes into play, because as Zip was growing up, and as he was developing his tastes for the comics he was liking, the Phantom Stranger had already been established as a mystical character, whether it was the books of magic or whether he was guest starring in someone else's book. that had a supernatural theme or what have you. But when I was growing up, you didn't know what the Found Stranger was, and DC didn't tell you. You know, he was practically the Rod Serling of the comics world. He didn't disappear. He didn't do incantations. He didn't pull a rabbit out of his head. He didn't fire off any of these ectoplasmic blasts or whatever that mystics do these days. You know, he didn't do none of that stuff, and it led one to sort of wonder what exactly was the Found Stranger. Was he a mystic? Was he cosmic? Was he a ninja? Was he a hypnotist? And even when put into like Brave and the Bold back in the day, and Batman would team up with, say, Dead Man, it was still unclear whether or not Found Stranger could see the character. Because you know, Dead Man, to those who are living, Dead Man's invisible to them. And I remember in this particular issue of Brave and the Bold, while Found Stranger never talked to Dead Man, he would always say things talking to Batman that would suggest to you that he picked up on Dead Man's presence, but never addressing Dead Man one-to-one. And that's why I like the character. Like I said, he never disappeared before your eyes, but if you were to talk to him and what was behind you was a brick wall and what was behind him was a brick wall, if you looked away as you were talking to him and you look back, you'd see that he was gone. And seemingly it would defy the laws of physics, but it wasn't something that was put off automatically to mysticism or to cosmic energy. And I know for me, there was a comic book back in the day, I think it was in the late 70s, called Super Team Family. And in Super Team Family, there was either the opening splash page or a double page spread in the center. You saw a bunch of heroes fighting a common threat, and the Phantom Stranger was in the background shooting out some sort of plasma burst. And right then and there, that character was dead to me, because they took away what was special about him to me, so I never really had any affinity to see the Phantom Stranger in any other comic book ever since then. And to bring it back kind of full circle, as far as animated shorts go, I would definitely like to see the Phantom Stranger in an animated short, but to reiterate, I would much rather he be the character that you don't know who he is, nor do you know what he is, and keep him a mystery, as opposed to the guy that's, you know, hanging out with the mystical version of Blue Devil or Etrigan or something. But anyway, I wanted to put that video out, and I'll stop it here. And until next time, night out.